Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here. It's been a busy day for DCEU fans and it doesn't stop. We're back on the subject of Zack Snyder's three-part Justice League arc because Kevin Smith has been talking. Kevin Smith outlined Zack Snyder's three-film Justice League arc before it became Justice League. This is again from BatmanNews.com, so let's have a look what the article says. The DC movie universe that Zack Snyder envisioned will never come to pass, unfortunately. Snyder got it started and planted seeds in Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, but he never got to finish it. Warner Brothers brought him back for Justice League, but the studio altered the plan. What was supposed to be multiple Justice League films became just one. Snyder was unable to finish that film after tragically losing his daughter to suicide, and Warner Brothers handed it to Joss Whedon. Changes had already been happening, but new much more drastic alterations started taking place. We will never get to see Snyder's complete vision, which is a tragedy. But Kevin Smith has been told the original plan by sources who worked on Justice League throughout its rocky evolution. Smith shared an outline on a new episode of Fat Man Beyond 3429. Video contains language that is, basically. So let's just read what was said. I met people who worked on both versions of Justice League, Smith said. They called it Justice League when Zack Snyder was doing it. When Joss Whedon came in to take over, they called it Justice League. Smith then explained how Jim Lee broke down boards for 3 movies. The first movie was kind of what we saw, according to Smith. With the Justice League fighting Steppenwolf, a boom tube would have opened up and at the end revealing Darkseid. Wow, we've been hearing this for ages. I mean, Kevin Smith would know. And he's obviously not got any contracts to stop him from talking. The second film would have gone cosmic, with the Justice League heading to Apocalypse. Wow. To battle Darkseid. How awesome would have that been? The Green Lantern Corps would have also been involved. The cut scene from the Justice League trailer with Alfred hoping someone off screen had not arrived too late was supposedly a Green Lantern. A source who worked on the set that day told Smith they were projecting green lights on actor Jeremy Irons because he was supposed to be talking to a Green Lantern. Do we believe that? I don't know. The problem is with what they just said about Alfred saying, I hope you're not too late, because we saw that cut scene of it being Superman. And that's what Zack did. So, don't know. The second movie was going to end poorly for the JL, similar to The Empire Strikes Back or Avengers Infinity War. Darkseid would have beaten the heroes and headed for Earth, setting up the third film by bringing Batman's nightmare from Batman v Superman to fruition. Would have been amazing. Where are we? The third film would have picked up from there, with the heroes taking one final stand against Darkseid. I really feel like hearing what I heard. We might have missed something, Smith said. We might have missed something big. It will be interesting to see if Zack Snyder offers any confirmation or denial of what Smith was outlined. Warner Brothers originally announced 2 Justice League films, but never 3. There could have been a plan in place, however, for an unannounced third film. Yeah, that's more than feasible. Snyder has shared his own outline in the form of an image the fans have been deciphering for a couple of weeks. That may be all we get now that the filmmaker is moving on to a new project on Netflix. Well. As I say, busy day for us DCEU fans. 3 films. The first Justice League would have been pretty much what we saw, apart from Darkseid, coming in through a boom tube, which would have been a great ending. And then the Justice League travelling to Apocalypse in Justice League 2. They get beaten, they get their asses handed to them. Then in the third film, there's one last smackdown on Earth. This would have been amazing. People would have loved it. What a shame. What a shame. look, we can't keep on saying that Zack left Justice League because of his daughter. Of course, that's a big tragedy, an understandable reason for moving from a project and spending time with your wife. But at the end of the day, we know the truth, because if it was just that reason, Zack would have come back to finish his film, right? If it was just a case of Joss Whedon saying, right, mate, I'll finish this off for you, that's one thing. But then he could have come back and done the rest of his art. Even with the bad state of the Justice League, Zack could have come in and done a second and third film. They could have kept Darkseid being revealed at the end. But that wasn't the plan. They removed Zack Snyder because they weren't happy with the direction he was going in. And they wanted to go to a more MCU, happy, jokey, kind of Avengers kind of Justice League. And it all went wrong. It was a mistake. A massive mistake that can't be undone. That 3-arc Justice League movie would have been amazing. It would have been exactly what we wanted to see. Thinking about, the nightmare sequence being kind of looked at again within a third Justice League movie would have been amazing. There's been so much talk of this 5-movie Zack Snyder arc. It's something, as they've already said on here, BatmanNews.com, we're never going to see. And the more I think about it, the more frustrating it is, the more angry I get. But I don't want to throw vent. I don't want to vent in Warner Brothers' direction anymore, because things are going in a better direction. We've already heard from Matt Reeves about the Batman. It's very exciting. The DCEU is heading to a great direction, but it's just a shame they didn't allow the man to finish this 3-arc Justice League movieverse, because it would have been amazing. What a tragedy.